last 10 years. And there may be some mileage in making that trip. On long-range planning, we would like to develop a long-range park and recreation plan. Michael, you found out that it would take probably closer to 15,000.
Is that what the update means?
Well, it would be, in this particular case, it's not specific to any one park, it would be the entire town. That's what the update means, though, is that the cost, based on my looking into it. However, the other thing I want to point out on this is that one of the discussions we had with council during our budget workshops was that projects or program, maybe projects is a better way of saying it, that are related also to the comprehensive plan effort would be noticed in the budget, but may not carry a cost figure with them. And instead would basically be an offline item that the council would approach at the end of the at the end of the comprehensive plan process, which is currently on target to end in November, December, January timeframe, still in this fiscal year. But at that point, the council would then have a list of tasks to try to accomplish, and would choose off of that list items that they would then fund at that time. And this is one of those items that falls under that. So it very well may be a situation where it would fall out of this item, budget item, to come back around to us as a separate funding time about 6 months from now, essentially.
We just wanted to express to you that we think this is really important in our ability to plan for the future of what happens next in parks and recreations. Where do we go next? What's the most important thing? What do citizens want us to take first? Those kinds of things will come out of this, and we would very much like to be able to do that.
Do you have any marketing people on the committee?
Not at the moment.
I have marketing experience, but it's
You
not
might.
specific.
And I've had
just
marketing experience for years, but not specifically.
for that purpose.
Might try to recruit some of that. Might be-
We're going to need a lot of marketing and advertising because of all the things that are happening.
I know, that's why I suggested that.
Right.
So should we take off and just leave the title there and just take off the cost?
Yeah, I would just kind of circle it or mark
Or
it
mark through
somehow
that.
that you know that that's something that is probably going to fall out of this budget, but not
Okay.
necessarily off of our
The-
plate.
$10,000?
Well, either the 15 or 10, whichever one you want to take them both off as far as that goes.
The next item we wanted to bring to you was we would like to apply to this program, and I'm going to pass this around to you in a minute. There is a design center at NC State University, and they work with different cities and communities to design whatever you might need. Underneath this program, there is a landscape architectural school as part of this that you can apply to have them look at any project that you have. What we would like to do is apply to this program and have them look at Summerfield Community Park to find a way to draw it all together, to draw the landscaping into a cohesive look. We do projects in pieces, it seems, and a lot of different pieces and elements. They all look great, but they're not wrapped together.
They're not cohesive.
Not
Right.
unified in style.
Right, and we would like to see if they can come up with a design idea that would pull all of this into one coordinated look.
One other thing about that is, often we have scouts, boy and girl scouts, who come and want to do projects. And so if this were ready, we could direct them to something they might want to choose, so such as plantings, flower beds, etc. But now, when they come,
Exactly.
we really don't have an idea of how to direct them with that type of activity.
And Michael, I have a question for you on this one. Is this something that a portion could get funded out of the Cardiff under the landscape budget? Phase 2? Well, I guess it would be under the designing and planning,
If there's.
permitting and planning
Right, I
budget.
guess if there's funds available within that, then that's a possibility, to seek matching funds.
The costs are really more actual costs. They ask us to identify resources available to support project activity, such as funds to cover travel, material, expert personnel, to provide information, that kind of thing. So the costs should not be astronomical. I can't get you an estimate till I apply. Once they see our request, then they will reply back to me what the estimated costs are. So I've put a placeholder of $2,000 in there. We can treat it as a not to exceed amount. I can come back later, if you want this as part of this year's budget, and get you a better amount, but I won't know till we apply.
It's not in here right now.
It is under Master
under
Landscape
Master.
Design Plan,
Master, okay, I see, I
$2,000.
see.
So that would cover what they're asking. At least we can say, we've got $2,000 designated that could be spent on, to covering material, travel, and the things that you need.
Which, didn't you find out how much it would be to have it independently done? And it wasn't a lot more if it weren't the university program, I think.
Even if we go to local landscape architects or landscapers, they would charge a very large amount and require that we hire them to implement,
Yeah.
both buy the plants and hire them to put it in. We have through George, we have a terrific plant source that will sell us the majority of things that we would look at for less than wholesale. Also, Greensboro Shrub Nursery will allow us to purchase at wholesale prices. So between those two locations, I don't think we would really want to have,
And we have enough volunteers that volunteer the labor.
for a lot of things. So I'll pass this around so you can take a look at it as our idea. Going into the programs, Phase 2 celebration, you have a budget attached for that.
That was funded this year because of the weather, we pushed back, is that correct? So this is the same amount from last year, or not?
That's correct.
I think it's close.
Uh-huh.
It's close.
So that would move forward to this year, this new budget year.
Well, last year, the budget, the events were all just lumped together.
It was one
And,
amount, but internally, we had looked at about 3,000 for it. The children's fishing tournament that is being held this June 5th. Once that happens, we will have a lot better idea what it costs to run it.
June
Um,
13th.
June 13th, I'm sorry.
This year, this
Of
year's
this
June.
Of
year.
2009.
This is
Yeah.
proposed for next year.
This is June a year from now that you're looking at. This was the original budget that Bob Flowers did. The good news is that he has been able to get sponsorships and donations to literally cover the full cost of it. We don't know how much of that will repeat next year. So I did put it in for us
Well, what
to.
is this $3,500 cover, supposed to cover?
Yeah.
It covers buying the rod and reel combinations, the bobbers and hooks, t-shirts, drinks and snacks, ads and banners. This year, Walmart donated the rods and reels. And we've had a lot of corporate sponsorships that'll cover the t-shirts.